Hi guys, and welcome to Monster Grove. Today we're going to talk about displaying your action figures. You ever have that problem where when it's in the package, it looks fantastic and it's easy to display because you can usually just set it there or hang it on a hook of some kind. But when you open the package, what do? So now you open your action figures so you can display them, pose them, mess with them, whatever. But unless they're in a display case, they're going to get dusty, they're going to get dirty, they may get knocked off and hit the floor, and it's just disappointing. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to repurpose some packaging and make your very own do-it-yourself clamshell cases for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle size figures. So for this video, we're going to recycle some packaging from a dessert tray. I bought this at the local grocery store, and once you eat the dessert, then you have this plastic case that will end up in the landfill. And hey, we all got to go off and do our part for recycling and trying to go off and make the earth a greener place. So we're going to go off and turn this into an action figure case, and it usually all you basically have to do is peel off the tags and put your figure in. So once you've removed the dessert, you'll end up with these stickers on here, and if it's kind of warm, they should come off fairly easily. And so in this case, basically all you're going to do is very carefully start peeling the labels away. Now a heat gun at a real low setting or a hair dryer will actually work really well for this, but you can burn yourself also. When you've taken the labels off, if there's residue on there, you can usually go off and use the label itself to take off the residue, and it works really well. Goo Gone on a paper towel will clean it right up really well, because you end up with like this extra stuff here, and you just literally do it a couple times and you'll rip it off. Goo Gone, like I said, will work very well. If this label here is too hard to take off, soak it with the Goo Gone for a few seconds, just tamp it down with a paper towel, and then it comes right off, and then clean up the residue. So after you've gone off and taken off the labels, you want to go off and wash the packaging in with soap and water. You have to go off and use a light amount of soap, but you want to get all the residue from the food out of it. I kind of did it too much and got some scratches, but it also could be from the store when it was sitting on the shelf. So in this case, you can use the package like this, or you can use the package the other direction. But it's harder to use it that way. So after you've cleaned up your display case with soap and water, basically it's time to load your figure into it. So you go off and you put your figure in, put the lid in place, and now you have a figure ready for display. And then you can do that with multiple parts of your collection. It's very clean, keeps all the dust off of your figures, and it's a really good way to recycle. So this is what the action figures look like out of the case and inside of the clamshell packaging. In this case, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Here's an example of how Monster Trolls would look inside of these collector cases. And here's an example of how the Marvel Secret Wars toy line would look. So you can't have Marvel Secret Wars without superpowers. So this is an example of how the Kenner Superpowers and later the Toy Biz action figures would look inside of these cases. Here's a haunting display of Universal Monsters by Remco. So here's an example of what Star Wars figures would look like inside of these clamshell cases. Literally $2 per case, and you get to eat the dessert. It's a win-win. These Tomlin space creatures look out of this world in this kind of display. So here's a few Transformers from Generation 1. This looks absolutely devastating. Here's an example of how to display some custom action figures. On one side we have the custom card art, and the other side we have the actual action figure itself. Here we have an example of some custom heads that you may like to collect. Well, I hope you enjoyed checking out the do-it-yourself display cases. I hope you can use them and find some figures that might work, or find other cases that work just as well. And whatever you find, hey, let us know. If you have a great idea, let us know about it, and maybe we'll do some more videos in the future. Until next time, stay groovy.